Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back today with a replay from YCS Kitchen Table. We are playing Cayman, who is on, I believe he's on pure MITSU, and I am on Memento Fiendsmith. And so, our opening hand, I remember we had the Mace, we had the Breakout, we had Bone Party, and we also had a Ghost Spell. So this was a bit of a misplay here. I went for Mace. I normal summoned Mace and then went Goblin Breakout, tributing the Mace to summon out a Goblin, which he had the Ash Blossom for. And so now these cards are pretty much just dead in my hand. And so I pass it on over with a Ghost Bell and a Hope. I had no idea that he was on MITSU, so when he opened with Prayers, that was a surprise. So he go ahead and sends off, I do not know these cards. I believe that's Futsu. And then adds the Habakiri to hand. And he does this in, I want to say this is in his draw phase. And so he goes Habakiri. Going into main phase, he goes Habakiri, adds normals Asagi, tributes Asagi, and then Asagi effect adds the mirror, and then he's gonna go for Prayers. He's gonna send the Night Sword Serpent and whatever that guy is, and he's gonna summon out the Habakiri, summon out the Night Sword, and get to add the Prayers back to hand, or the Ritual, and then he's gonna go Ritual, tribute the Habakiri, summon out the, I know what that is. I've talked about the Murakumo. And he's able to, he then, summons back the Habakiri. And at this point, he's looking to try to go for game. I Ghost Bell something. But that probably isn't going to be enough, right? So he goes for the mirror, summon back the Futsu, maybe? And then he's going to add the Prayers back to hand, and then special summons that one guy, the Murakumo. This archetype is stupid. I hate it. These are like the most crazy names, and for absolutely no reason, right? Anyways, we scoop it up there. We put the prize in the bag, and we're just going to go game 2. I was not expecting Cayman to be on Mitsurugi. I knew that he had the deck, and he had talked about it before. The last time we play tested for fun, he was trying out the Odeon Primite stuff, and so I definitely was prepared for that. I was prepared for Mitsurugi as well. I do believe I had Droll in the side there for the specific matchup. Droll on the side was actually not for Mitsurugi. It was for White Forest because I knew Reed really likes that deck. Reed was also not on the deck that I expected him to be. So these guys really came in swinging with just these random decks. So I also sided I had a bunch of back row hate as well because I'm sick of not being able to clear stuff out of the back. So, but yeah, I think that if I had normaled out the Ghost Bell and then went Goblin Biker Breakout, tribute that, try to summon out the Goblin, eat the Ash there, I still would have been okay because I could have played off of the Bone Party, destroying the Mace in the hand and then summoning out Anguish and then going from there. Because I don't believe he had any other forms of interruption. So I would have been able to set up the board, but Mitsurugi is pretty strong. It seemed like he had a pretty cracked hand. Anyways, so we're going into game 2 here. And so it looks like we have the Akihiron in hand as well as a couple of quick plays. So we're gonna start with looks like we have 2 of the Bone Party. So we're going to start with Bone Party. There are lines that you can do Bone Party in the draw phase, but because I don't know the deck very well, we do not do those lines. We catch an impulse, which is, that'd be how it do. So we're gonna go with Fiendsmith's Tract to add the Lurry, discard the Lurry effect. We're gonna do Fiendsmith stuff here. This is pretty old hat, right? Link the Lurry off into Requiem. Requiem's gonna summon out the Lacrima. And then Lacrima is going to dump the Engraver. Engraver is going to shuffle back the Lurry. And then we're going to track to fuse into the Lacrima. So the really nice thing, one reason why I chose to run the Fiendsmith engine over the K9 engine is I just wanted to have access to more starting plays. And so Engraver, now that Lacrima's off the ban list, Engraver becomes a 1-card starter for Memento. Tract is also a 1-card starter, but you have to play the main deck Lacrima as well. Anyways, so we fuse off into the Lacrima, summon out the Engraver, and then link into sequence, fuse, sending or shuffling back the Requiem and the Lacrima for Aerial Eater. Aerial Eater is going to dump the Memento Goblin. And then we link those into the Cross Sheep, banish off the Lacrima or the Fusion Lacrima and the Engraver to summon back the Aerial Eater, and then that Cross Sheep will summon back the Goblin, and then Goblin can then go off from there. So we pop the Goblin, send the Gaddock and the Fusion. Gaddock adds back the Fusion, and then we're gonna shuffle back the Goblin, send the Akihiron and the Gaddock for the combined creation, which is going to dump off a copy of itself. We have Akihiron in the graveyard, so we're not going to worry about sending that one, obviously, because it's not in the deck. But we're going to want to send off Sleepy, just because we'll be able to get the summon back off of the field spell after we banish. And then we're also going to just dump the big guy as well. And then so we no response here. I don't think he has anything, right? And so we go Combine Creation, banish itself at the Miklon. The Miklon we activate from hand, and then we go Fusion to pop and add. We're gonna pop the big guy, and then that's gonna let us add a Bone Party or a Fusion. We're gonna add the Fusion just because we already have the Bone Party in graveyard. And so we're gonna go Miklon Chainlink 1, targeting the Combined Creation, Akihiron summon back, and then we're gonna go with Sleepy is gonna fuse off those two into the Thunder Dragon guy, the Twin Dragon Skeleton. Yeah, that one. The fusion's that's not the big guy, right? He's gonna pop itself, and then let us add 2. We're gonna add the Anguish, and we're deciding what else to add here. Did we only add 1? I don't know what happened there. But we then normal summon the Anguish because we haven't, and then it's gonna add. We add the horse, but we're unable to summon the horse at this point because we also control Cross Sheep and Aerial Eater. And so from here, we're gonna go into SP Little Knight, and then we're gonna shuffle back some names here. So we're gonna shuffle back Witch, the horse from the hand, the dragon, Gaddock, and summon out the big guy here. And I believe we shuffle back to Sleepy. We set 2, and then end phase we're gonna set the Bone Party, which I believe we opened a second Bone Party in our hand, so we have 2 set Bone Parties and 1 fusion. So he's gonna start with Extrav. We're okay with that. I don't believe we have any sort of response. I'm just going to go for 6 here. He gets the draw 2. Droll would have gone so hard here. He goes pre-prep to go ahead and add. So he's gonna add. He's gonna add. He tried to add ritual, but somebody caught it that it has to add mirror, and then mirror and the Habakiri. The hand here. At this point, there's not really a reason to activate the combined creation because I know that he's gonna try to set up a board wipe here. But he's going to go Habakiri, summon out the Saji, tribute the Saji, and then so he goes to add off the Saji, and I have the Ash Blossom, and then we're also going to chain the combined creation because he had activated an effect on the last chain. And so he's going to tribute off the Habakiri to summon. I believe he's going to try to summon from the we're going to chain Bone Party. We're going to pop the big guy. So we're going to add Sleepy here just because we're going to be able to get access into the Thunder Dragon fusion, which is going to let us add Mace, right? So he's going to go effect to blow up the field. We're going to chain SP. And so we're going to target the combined creation and his Murakumo to banish. And so he chains to make me discard. I don't discard, just get the field blown up just so I can have access to the Memento fusion here. But also Miklon's going to let me... The Miklon and the Akihiron should provide us some good bodies here. He's got the Ghost Bell for the Akihiron, but I'm able to summon the combined creation because it is lower level than the main deck guy. And so we're just reading Mirror here. And so from here, he's going to go Ritual to go ahead and summon. I believe he's summoning from his hand. And so he's sending off Night Sword and the other guy, whatever his name is, for the Habakiri. And then he's going to chain block the ad off of the main deck guy with the Night Sword. He's going to add... Pretty sure he added prayers there. And then he's going to go Mirror. And he's going to try to ritual summon, I believe, another Habakiri by sending off the Murakumo. But he has the... No, man. That other spell that does that thing that pops. I think it tributes and pops a card on my side. And so we're good with that. He's going to pop the Miklon, which is fine because we already tried to use its effect. The Creation King blows itself up. He tributes off the Habakiri. He summons out the Futsu. I don't know. These names, like I said, these names, I refuse to learn them because they're just gonna get hit next ban list. And so he summons back the Murakumo, and the main, we're gonna go Memento Fusion here. And so we shuffle both big guys to bring out the Twin Dragon. And then Futsu, because I special summoned, gets to summon something from the grave. And so it'll pop itself and we'll summon out, or we'll add 2, and then we'll be able to get a summon off of the Twin Dragon here. And so we're gonna add the Gaddock and the Horned Dragon, and then the Twin Dragon will summon out from the graveyard a level 6 or lower, which is gonna be the Akihiron. And then from here we go Sleepy. And so he gets to do another special summon, which is crazy that it's not like once per turn. That's cool. But we're gonna fuse off 3, send off 3 for the combined creation, or the Creation King. There. And then we're gonna go effect a dump. Which I realized that if I hadn't used... Oh, I guess I could have summoned back the Gaddock there just to build a wall, because it was sent to the graveyard off of the Sleepy. And so that would have been a really good play, because here he goes overlay into Castell, which is going to let him get rid of some of my bodies that I have on board. So, a couple missed triggers here, which would have at least helped me build up more of a presence, because I would be able to at least summon... That's the nice thing about Memento into Mitsurugi, is if you survive the game, or turn 2, the crackback is crazy, especially if you have access to Creation King, Combined Creation, whatever the main deck guy is in the graveyard, because you just shuffle the stuff back and then you're able to punch into all the bodies that they have, as long as they don't have access to prayers or whatever, then you're pretty much in the clear. But he goes ahead and swings in with everything, and then he's able to tribute, which is going to let him summon act something which can't attack directly, but because the Futsu was tributed, it gets us to come back, and then it just punches me in the face. So we wrap that game up there. Here we're going to make Cayman work for it, though. We can't just give it to him easy. But yeah, so that's game. So was not expecting the Castell. I gotta say, I don't really know the MITSU strategy as well as I probably should, but yeah, kudos to Cayman there. Cleaned it up pretty good, especially against a deck that he knows. He owns Memento, but you know, Memento is just one of those decks where it's like you really just have to like sit down for like 1,000 years and learn it. But yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. That is one of our replays for YCS Kitchen Table. We'll have another couple out over the next couple days / week. Catch you guys on the next one. See ya.